All right, what about the mind games have begun? Madge's refereeing history with as the Blues coach has been brought into question up in Queensland. Gordy, what's going on here?
It's got to be a little bit of a concern. We watched Madge last night talk about... What are you looking at?
Keep going, Gordy.
No, but you watched Madge talk about that he met Joey, he was a 13-year-old, and so there's a relationship with him. So you would know the strengths and the weaknesses, wouldn't you, of the coach? If you're a coach coaching the referees, would you know the strengths and the weaknesses of the referees?
Well, hang on. So
I'm just saying
what are we saying here? Are we saying
if you
that
coach the referees, you think you'd have a good relationship
in
with them?
2018?
It doesn't matter, but would you know their strengths and weaknesses?
But what does that matter?
If you coached with players, you would know their
but
strengths.
So he shouldn't be allowed to coach New South Wales? Because
I'm not saying that. I think it's an advantage, and I think that there's no doubt that a Queenslander sitting there and go, well, if you coach someone, you know their strengths and weaknesses. And as a Queenslander, does it worry me? No. So because
I reckon saying Ivan Cleary,
you guys
he was coaching the referees.
You guys whinged about Barry Gomersall 20 years after he retired.
Jesus,
we've had one
Gordy.
Queensland referee. Maybe, yeah, it's true though, isn't it?
It's not true. Ivan Cleary was the referee's coach when he was out of work.
And who's winning the comps? And
He's
who's
got a
bending the
pretty
rules?
handy team.
And who's bending the rules the most in the competition?
Well,
so you think that's why? Ivan Cleary as well.
You got to know the rules.
Well, the referees need a coach at some point.
Do they?
So So if you referee the coaches, you're not allowed to referee.
So then,
not allowed to coach again. If you coach the referee.
I just threw it out there. Do you know the style and what you can get away with? When I got refereed by Bill Harrigan, I'll go back to my career. I knew what I could get away with. There's no doubt. I knew what you can get away with different referees. Did you know that?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're the coach of them, you know what their strengths and weaknesses are. There's no doubt.
Should know. Billy watches every game. He commentates in every game. He should know different referees, how they referee, their strengths, their weaknesses.
Well, hopefully we're on the same page.
Gordy, as a proud Queenslander, I can see no issue with you bringing this up and planting the seed right now, 1 week before.
I only heard it on radio.
You're planting the seed.
This afternoon.
You know what you're doing. You're planting the seed.
What seed?
For Queensland to get the rub of the green.
It's a tree.
In Origin 1.
Let's not talk about trees.
You're planting the seed. He's planting the seed.
Stop it.
You know, do you remember the photo that Sutton had with his young son in the Queensland jersey a few years ago?
Yeah, he did. And Bill Harrigan sent me off, and his son, I was his favourite player. So it doesn't matter. The referee's there to do his job. I just hope that they do it.
I love this. This is brilliant.
I just hope that
it's
they
already
do their
started.
best.
He started it. That's
it's
right.
already started.
What have I started?
You know exactly what
It's
you've
already
started. You're
started.
trying to get the rub of the green next Wednesday night in Sydney.
Will we get it?
Well, we'll see.
Keep trying, Gordy. You'll see what happens. Now, what about Madge? He's cut his head open. I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny. But what happened here? What happened here? He's cut his head open.
He was at training today. Today was the major media opportunity for the New South Wales Blues team. Every player available to the media. And poor Madge, first opportunity to front the cameras. He bumps his noggin, and he's a little bit like me and Gordy, spare on top. And yeah.
Is he okay?
He's okay.
Stitches or just Band-Aid?
No, just a Band-Aid. I understand.
What about the HIA? Does he have to sit out for 11 days? Is it or no?
Does that activate the 18th man?
I think we've all seen it will take a little bit to quieten Madge down.
Yes.
So, no, I think he's okay.
All right, beautiful. What about Harry Grant too? He's been sick.
Yep.
So, it happens every Origin. Another Queenslander's gone down. Is he going to be?
It normally happens on Sunday.
Okay?
It normally happens.
This is well advanced of your timeline, Gordon.
To me, it must be true. It must be Harry must be a little bit under the weather because normally it comes out Sunday or Monday, a couple of days.
From a night at the Caxton.
Yeah, like it comes out before. It comes out after we've prepared and got everything down pat.
Yeah.
So if Harry's isolated, he might have come down.
He missed
with the flu.
He missed the players' opportunity today to turn the legs over. I understand it's diarrhoea, guys. He was removed from the group, and they're not overly concerned. They train Thursday, the Queenslanders. When they're back on the paddock, he'll be there.
You don't miss a game through diarrhea, do you?
Well,
he'll be fine. Ooh. It's the first day. It's the first day, so he'll be fine. So all Queenslanders, you can relax. He'll be playing in game one now. The Dogs, a bit of a blow-up maybe over Matt Burton. Now, he is the 18th man, which means that he can't play for the Dogs on the weekend.
Yeah.
Do we think this is fair? And what have the Dogs got to say about this?
They're pretty disappointed on this one, guys, in the fact that the Canterbury Bulldogs play this Friday night and that Matt Burton is the 18th man for the Blues and is therefore unavailable for that Friday night match. However, players 19 and 20 are able to return to their clubs. Luke Keary can return to the Roosters. Mitch Barnett can return to the Warriors. The Warriors have got a bye, mind you, so he would have been able to. This is the third time it's happened to the Bulldogs and Matt Burton,
Right.
where he sat as the 18th man for the entire week and been unavailable for the Dogs. Now, you've got to put yourselves in the Canterbury shoes. They are attempting to make the finals for the first time in a long time. Yep. They also know the heavy influence that Matt Burton has on this football team and whether there should be some wiggle room or at least an adjustment on when an 18th player is made available to potentially return to their team.
I always thought
on
the rule
weekend.
was that they would play their game and the fittest and strongest would come in. And isn't there so many sides having a bye and they are
Yes,
the
there
18th
are.
man?
The rules changed though with
Yeah,
the
but there's so
concussion
many
and
teams
head
having a
knocks and the
bye.
fact that an 18th man is now really a live chance to play in the game. Soon as there's a player that leaves the field due to an illegal play,
Yeah.
Well,
he can be
We saw
activated.
it in game one last year when they could have activated Burton.
And with,
that?
That's right,
with Burton too, it would not shock me one bit if New South Wales pull a Swifty here and put him in the 17. Like, I can't believe we aren't taking it back on the bench. 4 forwards, no back.
Do you think
So you're following
he
us
should be
again?
there, or do you think there could be a late curveball, or you just think
I
he should be
truly
there?
do, because like the only option to come in and play in the halves if we get an injury there is Cam McInnes, and the options if we get an injury in the outside backs is Angus Crichton and Hudson Young, and yet you've got Burton who's sitting there who could pretty much fill any position and you can shift things around to make it work. It just wouldn't shock me one bit.
Do you know, I think Bulldogs have it right, but if you ask Burton,
Well, this is the thing.
he would be so happy.
But Burton-
He would be so
they
happy
do
sitting
play
18th
Friday
man.
night. They play,
Have they spoke to Matty Burton about this? Is this just the club's opinion?
Canterbury,
or-
Canterbury aren't going to put pressure on Matt Burton to pull out. Like it's
No, I'm not saying that. But do we know what preference the player would have?
I think the player.
I reckon
You
he'd
boys have
play
been
Friday
there.
night.
Exactly, Gordy.
I reckon
He
he'd
can
play
still play
Friday night.
Friday
No, I agree.
and then rejoin camp
The
the
problem
next
is,
day.
though, in my belief, is that he's got to train with the squad and be with the squad and cover those positions because realistically, he may. It's extremely unlucky and unfair to the Dogs. I get it. I wish he was playing for them on the weekend, but. If you are genuinely a number 18 in Origin these days with the HIA and players and being able to come in at any stage, he needs to cover a number of positions if he does come on.
Yep.
They need him there every day and they need him training. And Origin training is really high intensity as well. So I kind of get it, but I do feel for the
My
Dogs.
only point to that, guys, is that he's not the backup half if Nico Hines actually pulls out with a calf complaint. It's Luke Keary. So, and Luke Keary's allowed to go back and play for the Roosters simply because he was named as the 19th man. It just seems like it's one rule for one and not
What's
for
the
the other.
solution then?
I still believe he should be allowed to go back and play for the
back and play
Bulldogs
and
and
come
come back.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
reckon the
think
top
that's
17.
right?
Yeah, I think the top 17. They're the ones that are picked to play. I reckon the others can go back.
But to Braith's point, because Burton
If it's-
is a live threat to
if
play
it's
in that
that much
game,
of a
he has
worry,
to be up to date with everything that's happening at training.
One day.
One game.
Yeah, but
One game. Harry
game, there's a recovery, he
why-
gets injured.
So why aren't you worried about Harry Grant missing training? But you're worried about a guy that's going to go keep his tools sharp, go out
I'm
there
not
and
worried
play.
about Harry missing training.
No, but then go out there and play a game.
I just think with the way that the game is now an 18-player team, it is what it is.
You
can't turn back
It's
time.
extremely unlucky.
You gotta feel
too,
sorry
since
for
it's
the
happened
Third time.
It's happened 3 times.
3 times.
And the Dogs are
Okay,
got
so let's
momentum
just
and
mark-
they need and it's a chance for them to win this week.
Well, let's mark it down. If the Dogs missed the 8 by 2 points, and had they had Matt Burton out there, much different story for a whole different reason around players' careers and coaches' careers.
So how disappointed are the Dogs though? Is it are they going
They're filthy.
But there's nothing they can really do about it.
Well,
mate.
there's nothing they can do except extreme frustration and disappointment that another player potentially from a club that's currently got a bye could sit in the 18th man position, and Matty can still be number 19.
That's right.
And go back and play for the
It could
Dogs.
hurt their finals chances, possibly.
Well, absolutely. Like, what chance is it? Like, he's zero chance of playing at the moment unless something bad happens. Yeah.
Yep,
right?
that's right.
Unless there's foul play.
It's not.
And
It's not 18th man.
5-day turnaround, they're fine.